Hi, my name is Betsy, and I'm from Denver, Colorado, and I picked dyskinesia because I have trouble with it from both my carbidopa, levodopa, and my Mirapex, and it doesn't bother me socially or anything like that. It's just exhausting at the end of the day. It just wears me out. I guess the good news is it keeps my weight under control because you're moving all the time, but otherwise it just is, it's exhausting. It's kind of a whole nother set of issues. The drugs that I take for the Parkinson's are fabulous. It's just, we can figure out maybe not so many side effects.
Merrill Landers, I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada.
And you chose?
I chose balance problems.
And why was that, do you feel that's the priority?
Because balance problems hasten morbidity and mortality in Parkinson's disease, and they can cause fear and social isolation because of the fear of falling, and they start to avoid activity, and it causes all sorts of other downstream consequences like lack of activity, social engagement, things like that. And I think it's a horrific downward trend, and I think we need to address it and stop it.
Tom Polizzi, and I'm from Denver, Colorado.
And what was your priority for the research?
My priority for research is anxiety, because anxiety is where it all begins. So,
in what way?
Anxiety causes my day to go completely south. Anxiety can be brought on by a lot of different things, mainly stress, just large crowd, stressful driving situations, lots of pressure at work, things like that. It causes anxiety to raise its head, and that causes me to react to negative symptoms. And it definitely enhances my symptoms with shaking, dyskinesias, and inability to move. Number one, more attention, because a lot of the medications out there have their impacts as well. So, for example, if you're loaded up with anxiety medication, you're functioning almost like a zombie. So if I could get to a median point where I could be free from the anxiety and that type of thing, that might make my life a whole lot easier.
Just explain a little bit why you feel dental issues need to be addressed in Parkinson's.
Because they aren't being addressed. That's the problem. You know, too many people in the dental profession are not trained to deal with people with disabilities. It's time that gets to the top of the list. Fred, Richmond, Virginia.
Chris Jurdy from St. Paul, Minnesota, and I chose apathy because I find that apathy and fatigue are the two things that make it most difficult for me to get things done during the day. Yeah, how can I combat it to make myself more proactive and have more energy to do what I need to do during the day?
How does it affect you? I mean, is there specifics that...
It's just hard to get the energy to get moving or to initiate projects. I get lots of ideas, but not much follow-through, or not as much follow-through as I like. I used to be a doer, now I'm a half-doer.
I find it very frustrating not to be able to do what your mind tells you to do and your body won't cooperate. And I pulled in my garage and I sat in the car for 15 minutes before I could get out because I was just frozen. My wife came out and said, "What in the world are you doing?" I said, "I can't get out of the car." I find that very frustrating to deal with. And so it's just moving from one position to the next, there's a lot of freezing that goes on. From sitting to standing, getting out of bed to standing up. So when that initial change of direction occurs, that's where the freezing happens, and I find it very frustrating.
Could you just give me your first name and
George.
where you're from?
Waynesville, North Carolina.